Welcome to our video on Playa Uverito, just outside of Las Tablas in the province of Los Santos in the Republic of Panama. We're on a brand new paved road that runs out to the beach. It's nice and smooth now. In the past it was really potholed and bumpy, but we're turning off the main road onto the access road to the beach. It's kind of a cloudy day here, but we're at the end of the rainy season, and the clouds are going to be with us just a few more days. And it'll be beautiful sunny weather for the next 5 or 6 months. I'm an American. I've lived in Las Tablas, which is just about 10 minutes from here, for over a year. My partner at GuideBook Publications, Anna Maria, has lived here her entire life and is very familiar with the entire area. We are publishers of a guidebook called Living in Panama, the Ultimate Guidebook. You can purchase this on our website at www.newlifeinpanama.com. newlifeinpanama.com. If you're up north right now in the United States or Canada and you're freezing to death up there, you can see that we are here in the nice warm beach. It's a little chilly today. It's about 75. The average temperature here is around 80 degrees, more like 85 in the dry season. You can see that there's not a whole lot going on here at the beach. Monday through Friday, it's pretty deserted. However, on weekends, this is a crowded, noisy place. We are going to go past some little cabanas. Everybody sets up their boom boxes on the weekend and blast the music about as loud as they can play it. On the left here is a small restaurant. You can buy a good lunch in there for $1.50. Breakfast is about $1.50, and the food's typical Panamanian, not bad. Here you can see another restaurant, and this restaurant is a little more upscale, and the food is a little bit more expensive and a little bit better. Right in front of us is the restaurant Gran Capitan, and that is owned by a German guy named Pedro, and he speaks English as well as his wife, and a very nice guy. Pretty crowded place on weekends. Makes a good burger and some wings. A little further up you can see some new homes that have been built. Typical Hey, fiesta, fiesta! What the hell is that? You can see Panamanians love fiestas. They don't care what day or what time. Right now, this is another little restaurant that's opened up here. Pretty much mostly seafood. A house out here on the beach side. There's a lot of strange things that we tell you about it in our Living in Panama, the Ultimate Guidebook. We tell you all about how to buy property out here. There's a lot. We could spend a whole video on that, but suffice it to say that the land on the beach here is untitled. So if you put a house on it, it's not your house in 6 months after you built it. On the other side of the street is a titled property. It's still a pain in the neck to buy it down here, but you can buy one of these houses down here, oceanfront, for about maybe $110,000, $120,000 oceanfront. We're going to back up now and go back to another part of the area where there's a lot more houses. and we'll show you some areas where there are a number of Americans and Canadians that have bought beachfront property. Over here on the ocean side, you can buy a lot down here, sometimes titled, but mostly not, for about starting price about $90,000. That's pretty good for oceanfront properties. Right in front of us, you'll see a number of houses. They're built up a little bit higher than the water level, and as you can see down the beach, it's pretty much like this Monday to Friday, year-round. Not a lot of people, pretty much deserted. The beaches down here at Uverito are not the cleanest beaches in the world. The sand is kind of like a brownish tan color as opposed to white if you're from California or parts of New Jersey or Maryland where we have white sand beaches. Here it's not quite that way. There's a little bit too much trash here for my personal taste. You know, on the weekends, these kids down here, they just throw their soda bottles and beer bottles all over the beach, so kind of makes for a little bit of a messy beach. There's a lot of stuff washes up out of the ocean, and it is at times pretty unsightly on the beach. A lot of driftwood and bottles and ocean garbage washing up onto the beach. But, you know, that's the way it is down here. Panamanians don't much care about that, but you might. So, Uverito might not be the place for you, in which case you might want to move down to some of the beaches around Pedesí, Playa del Toro, and a few others down there that are much, much nicer than here, or the beaches up around Coronado, which are also much nicer than down here. But again, you will pay a lot more money for beachfront property than you will here. Uverito is a mixture here of mostly kind of halfway moderate housing to downright piece of crap housing. It all depends on what you're looking for. Right now, here's another example of a European couple that owns this house. They pretty much torn most of it down and are making this into a bed and breakfast, completely remodeled it, and when they're done, they've been working on that for over a year, so sometime 2012 it'll be ready. Here's a nice little moderate house, oceanfront. These houses might look small from up here on the road, but there's about a 20 or 30 foot drop off to the beach, and a lot of these are two-story houses, and they're a lot bigger than they look from up here on the road. Obviously the road's not paved, it's full of potholes, it's extremely rough, and unless you have a car, you probably would not want to live out here at the beach, because it's pretty much impossible to get out of here unless you call a taxi from Las Tablas, in which case it'll cost you $6 to $7 round trip. Here is a restaurant coming up and a hotel on the right called Hotel La Luna, owned by an Italian guy. Pretty nice little place. He's a chef, and although I don't think his restaurant does very much at this point, he is planning on putting a fire oven in, brick oven. Here comes another car our way. It's not too common to meet a lot of cars here. We've had a lot of rain in the past 3 or 4 days, and the roads are kind of really full of potholes and pretty muddy. But this is pretty, pretty much the way it looks here. Here's another restaurant, the Rincon del Faro. It's a very popular place on weekends. It actually has a swimming pool down in the bottom on the 2nd or 3rd floor down, and the food's pretty good. It's under new management. The food's pretty good, and there's a nice bar inside. You can either eat inside or outside. Pretty nice place. Again, most of these places are closed on Mondays, some of them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, because down here in Panama at Playa Uverito, there's just not a whole lot going on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Kind of deserted. But again, weekends, especially during the dry season when it's nice and hot and the kids are out of school, this place is pretty crowded. Still not near as crowded as the beaches in California and New Jersey, but crowded nonetheless. You can see that there's some property here that looks like it needs to be torn down and probably should be. It's just the beach area, kind of a beach area that's not very typical of Pedicea beaches, where you have big developments like Costa Pedicea and Andromeda, and around the areas closer to Panama. There are many beaches and large, expensive condo complexes, which we will have future videos. Right now you can see more information and get more information at our website, www.newlifeinpanama.com.